Hello everyone. So I thought I'd just do a quick rundown of the LED suit, which is actually just LED pens at the moment till I figure out what to do about the top. Anyway, so I suppose for starters, the main control board here is actually an Arduino Uno, just because it's quick and simple, and if I eventually move to a bigger micro, I'll use something fancy. I obviously have a little board on top here that has a microphone, a little op amp, and a funny little chip called an MSG EQ7 that analyzes frequency bands of the audio coming from the microphone and reports that to the Arduino, which does some sound processing on that. And then here is something new actually just added, which is a Bluetooth to serial module, which is going to allow me to control this over Bluetooth from Android phone or something like that. We've also got a little switch mode power supply here. This just converts the 12 volt from battery down to about 7 volts to stop the linear regulator on the Arduino from dropping so much voltage. The battery, because I know a lot of people are interested about this, is just sort of any 12 volt source. Actually, this is quite a big sealed lead acid 12 volt battery. This lasts quite a few hours for like big music festivals or whatever. I've also got a smaller NiCad battery that lasts about an hour. I'm definitely going to upgrade to some lithium ions soon. I might go for laptop batteries like 18650 cells, or I'm not sure, I'll probably make some sort of custom pack. Onto the actual pens themselves. Well, the Arduino spits out a sort of serial stream to some Texas Instruments LED driver chips that I made some little breakout boards for. Yeah, you can read about those on the blog. And these can be daisy chained together, so I've actually got one for each leg. There's another one down here somewhere. And those have 24 channels of control, so I've got 8 strips in a leg, 3 colors per strip, red, green, blue, gives you 24 channels, and 12 bits of brightness per channel, so there's quite a lot of control going on there. In terms of the actual LED strips themselves, I'm using common cathode LED strips, which are a little bit rarer, to get away from a small problem I had with actually driving them. And the controller chips are actually driving some little driver boards I made that the strips are attached to that have 3 little PNP transistors on them. Small signal transistors to control each channel. Nothing amazing, but it works. The pants themselves are just some white overalls, and then the inner layer is actually a layer of it's like a disposable overall material. It was sort of hacked together. And the LED strips are made into little rings that are sort of sewn onto the inner material, so you can separate the two and wash the outer half, as this one needs to be. It's not the most reliable way of doing it. I have to repair it quite often, and the strips get a bit damaged after a lot of use, but hey, it works. Definitely need to come up with a better idea, though. I mean, you can see the pattern already is not uniform just from running around in them. At the moment, with the current control software, which is not great, but it works, I can change the mode by pressing a little push button here. So that's a sort of like shooting mode. I've got this mode here, which is actually the top half of a sine wave. This is just sort of fades through the colors. That we've coined Nyan Cat mode. It's actually red, green, blue flashing really quickly, and it gives quite a weird effect. So if you're running around or something in person, it almost looks like there's a rainbow following you. It's really awesome. We've got a strobe light mode, which works really well in the dark. It's actually just like a strobe light. It took us a while to tweak the timings to get that right, but we got it right. This is something I just added eventually. This is almost like a torch mode. It's just useful to if you need to see what you're doing in the dark and you happen to have the pants on. So put that on. You can see some of the LED strips are actually damaged. They're made of this sort of like flexible PC board type material. I don't know if you can see it there. And if it bends too much or in an extreme way, the copper actually gets torn inside and you lose some channels, and I've sort of repaired them along the way, but I really need to think of a better idea of how to do this. Something to stop it from getting bent so hectically. Yeah, and then this is obviously the main mode. This is the music mode. So this responds to the beat. The one leg's actually, oopsie, let's get back there. The one leg is actually the bass, and the other leg's the mids. But yeah, I mean, it's quite effective. It also cycles through different sort of color patterns. every 10 seconds or so. And there's also programmed in a chance that it'll just throw in one of other random modes for a few seconds every now and again, just keep it interesting. But yeah, this runs quite well. And then obviously we've got this rainbow mode as well, which is just sort of, as you can see, it's a bit like a rainbow. I know a lot of people have been asking about power consumption. I haven't actually measured it completely. I think with all the LEDs on 100%, it's around about 3 amps, which is quite high. But I mean, in the music mode, it hardly ever uses any current at all. So that actually lasts quite a few hours on a reasonable battery. There's also another mode programmed in a secret mode. If you hold down the button, it does that, and then you release it, and does that. Now it's got a story behind it, but I'll leave that for another day. Maybe you want to have a look at the electronics here. You can just disconnect everything. Just unclips like that, and then let me just take this apart. As you can see, it's standard Arduino, and then this little board which has had some extra supply capacitors hacked on the bottom there. It's had this serial connection hacked on there. It's had a few mistakes on it fixed. It's been through, but I mean, it was a prototype board, so I'll probably end up remaking this soon, perhaps even a completely dedicated board without having to be an Arduino shield. But for development, it's working. So hopefully I'll be able to show you guys the Android controlled version soon, and I hope you liked it.